Hey guys, so in this video we're gonna go over how we could create security policies and like different options that we have. I'm actually on GlobalProtect, so this file is on the cloud, and I removed the split tunnel. So currently all my traffic is actually going to the firewall, okay, and it's being denied by the interzone default, okay. So let's start creating a couple of. Let's do the internet policy, okay. Alright, so let's start by internet web access. So here we specify the zone that we are, so this is the inside zone. We're going from the inside zone to the outside zone. You could be more granular, like with more detail, like the source address, specify my address. You could also specify the users here, users or group. You see, like this is my user, which is local, and this is the local group. And also this is a group that's connected from the ID that we got from the ID. Those you could specify the devices, but we don't have any device configured. We'll do it maybe in another video. Let's specify that we want the local user group just to be able to access the internet. So outside you could specify destination, application. You could specify what kind of application you want to access the internet. So in Palo Alto it's actually very detailed. Like if you specify web traffic, it means port 80, but like if you do SSL, there's Google based, and like if you go to Google and Facebook and so on. So I'm gonna keep it anything for now. And under the servers, I'm not gonna do application default. I'm gonna add HTTP and HTTPS, which is the port 40, which port 80 and 443. Okay. We could do more URL. We'll go over that. Create a couple of URL categories. We'll do that later. And here we're specifying that we wanna allow this traffic. Okay. Log at the end of the session. Here there's like the profile settings. You can specify antivirus and like create restrictions. We'll go over them in another video. We could do it through a group, but currently we don't have any of that. You could specify scheduling. Like you could schedule. Alright, so you specify at what time do you want this to start and what time to end daily. You could do it weekly and so on and so on. But we're not gonna do that. And you could log at the start of the session or at the end of the session. Usually it's recommended to keep it at the end of the session so you don't overwhelm the firewall, but if you're troubleshooting, it's good to maybe enable both just to see if the traffic is reaching the firewall in the first place. Log forwarding, we'll create a log forwarding rule later, okay? Alright, so let's push this to as the first rule. And we have to also enable DNS. Oh, here there's a rule type. You could specify if it's intrazone or interzone or universal. Usually I always use universal in case you want to do something specific. So source inside. Usually your DNS should be internal if you're a big organization, but like this is a lab, so my DNS is the Google DNS. So you know what, let's create an address group just to go over. So the address group you could create it directly from here, or you could go under objects and then create it there, and I'll show you later. And here we create the addresses. Also I don't have any address pre-configured, so I'm gonna just create it from here. Alright, so this is the Google DNS, and this is the Microsoft DNS. Alright, so we specified that we're gonna allow just the DNS. Here we're specifying DNS traffic, so let's do DNS. So and DNS covers DNS based and DNS non-RFC. You could be more restrictive, like specify here. Let's do it. Let's do like let's do DNS port UDP 53 and UDP and you specify 53. All right. You don't need to do that, but like just here we're just for fun's sake. And we're allowing this traffic, and yes, we said we're not going to change any of this. And like whenever I'm specifying traffic, like internet traffic, I like to put them next to each other and then other zones next to each other. It's just nicer to say visualize. So the ping will not work, but and like curl is not going to work for now, for sure. Also in the meantime, I want to show you like where I put the, so you see those are where I did the address group. You could create them from here. You save them, then so addresses, here the address group, also you create it from here under objects and services. So this is the service group and this is the service. So you could create them individually or create and combine them to a group, or you could keep them individual. All right. So let's see if curl is working. Perfect. So curl is working, and so let's take a look at and if we go here to google.com, and you see Google is working. So specified for my traffic. So that's my IP. What's also really nice about the Palo Alto, just want to go over a couple of things here. You see, like here, this is the internet policy. If you scroll to the right side, app scene. It takes a little bit of time to see, but after a while, you're gonna see here the app scene, and this will show us like what are the application that, even if you don't have an application set here, you see it says Ani, you could actually add them later, or if like there's an application that you don't want to allow, you could actually make restriction for that application. Like a rule in front of this one, if you want to keep the services HTTP and HTTPS open. And you could also see it from here under the usage, but it's still not populated, so there's nothing. Let's do other examples while we're waiting on it, okay? Alright, so let's create a policy. Let's go to object, create a policy to deny access to a particular URL, okay? So let's go URL, not URL filtering. We'll go over security profiles later. So let's create here URL filtering. Here it's provides you training with a slash. If you read it, it's quite straightforward. So let's deny, let's say CNN, okay? News access. I don't know why, but like CNN came to mind. Alright, so let's log cnn.com. Alright, and yeah. And then let's go to policy, add, let's do deny URL web access. Alright, so source, we're gonna do inside, destination, outside, application. Let's do and let's keep it any. Here we specify it could be yes, and service URL category, new access. Right, and here let's do deny and log at the end of the session. Right. And you see we don't have access to CNN, although Google is still accessible. Fox News, everything is still working, alright? And you could go actually under here, specify log viewer. You can see like all those access has been reset. It was reset. Deny. Alright guys, so let's go back to the internet web access. So finally we could see like the web scene, we could go to them from here. And I want to just go over something. I've noticed I didn't mention like the action item. So here under action there's allow, there's deny, there's drop. Drop means it's just gonna drop the traffic. It's not gonna send a reset to anybody. This is gonna send a reset to the client, this is gonna send a reset to the server, and this is gonna send a reset to both the client and the server to reset the connection, okay? Usually I keep it deny. Drop is like a silent drop, okay? Just wanted to mention that. Alright, so here we could say compare the application scene. So what you could do is you could look at those applications, like if there's any application and here there's a risk factor, you could specify if you wanna make more restriction on it or less restriction on it on another rule or whatever, alright? So you could specify because you could add to this rule. Okay, so here we're specifying to which rule we want to apply it. So we don't have any rule right now. Like, let's do one thing. All right, let's say we want to deny. Okay, so let's do create or clone rule. So, and let's do just applications. And rule name, deny web access. And do okay. And you see it's actually placed here in front of it, which is good. Alright, so let's go back to the same one, the internet web access one. And let's go usage, compare. So let's highlight them by risk factor, okay? So, which is also nice, you see which one is the most risky or whatever. I don't know, let's say for some reason you want to deny Facebook, okay? So you could add it to this rule, or what you could do is add it to a different rule. So add it to a specify application, and here deny, we're gonna add it to this rule. So if we go back to this rule, and you can see we've added this one from the other one, and here we created this one by itself. Alright, if we go to this one, like if you run it for a couple of days and those are all the application that you want. Also you can do this way, which is also nice, right? So you specify everything and add to this rule. And you can see all the applications are here. I would have the other deny on the previous rule, but that's okay. And it's also better, also if you could do it when you're creating this, it's cleaner to do it through a, through an application group, okay? Same as we did for the URL, let's say, or actually the services, we did them under a group. Just because you could use it in multiple locations and so on and so on. Yeah, I just wanted to go over this feature with you, which is really, really handy. Alright guys, I think that's enough for this video. Thanks for joining. And in the next video, maybe we'll go over the URL filtering under the policies. Okay? Thank you.